Mhm. Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm not going to rub my hands together because I know that sound kind of made me rather leery of it all. But hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Hungry Bleak Show. Yes, we are live. There are a couple of reasons for that. One, a little bit of a hectic week. I haven't been feeling well. Uh, you'll notice I'm wearing my glasses because I have a sty. And as vain as I am, unfortunately, I did not want to be out here raw faced with the sty. I just did not. So the other option would have been to just have it focus on my mouth, which would have been awkward as well because I don't want any comments. And the other option would have been sunglasses, which I thought might have been distracting because then the screen would have reflected off of my sunglass lenses and yada 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 yakety schmackety. So here we are with me wearing my reading glasses, which where they are at kind of camouflage, what have you, as best they can. And also because I said, look, I want to do a show every week, whether it is recorded or whether it is live. And Schmigegi, I'm here. I don't know why I said Schmigegi. That's what it is. What have you? But how are you? How are you doing? We've had quite uh, a busy couple of weeks, haven't we? Yes, we haven't gotten to sit down and talk and chat. It was a very, very quick reintroduction on that season premiere. So, how are you doing? It's wonderful. I'm so proud of you. And how are the little ones? Yes, they're doing okay. Wonderful. Have you drank water today? You have. Great. You got to keep that flowing. How's work? You don't say. That's I'm so shocked by that. Really. How are you doing? Just personally, you doing okay? That's the thing. That's the thing, isn't it? Wow. I'm so glad we could catch up like this on such a personal level. Sometimes we don't get a lot of time to talk, and I like to have this sit down talk with you and just chat, see how you're doing, see how you're feeling. But you're good. You're straight. All right. You're good. Everything straight in your life. You're good. Wait, what have you good? Okay, great. So, um, yes, here we are. This is not going to be a very long show. I mean, it'll be enough. Um, that's what I always try to say. It doesn't always impress anyone, though. Anyway, um, there we go with the self-deprecation. It's back. I try to get rid of it. Doesn't exactly happen. So there have been a plethora of comics. So many comics have come out since we had the season finale, and then we had the summer special uh, for Terminus Veil Kickstarter, which was great. Congratulations to Jack. Then we had a season premiere, the second episode, but those were for Kickstarters as well. For Joystick Angels, congratulations to TJ, Spencer, and everyone at Ray Comics who worked on Joystick Angels. Phenomenal job. You all did such a great deal with it. Awesome as well. Aleem Leggett, you are killing it, man. The Diary of Sweet Pea. I need to reread it because yeah, there was a lot there. It got deeper than what I expected, and I really enjoyed that. Phenomenal. Then the next episode, what happened? Another incredible guest, Nigel Lynch, talking about critical, excuse me, critical ops task force, uh, and the Wounded Number 2, which is going to be the double feature Kickstarter, which is also phenomenal. So proud of you, sir. I will be talking about that Kickstarter in just a little bit because there's a lot that's going on. I'm going to actually do a little bit of self promotion myself, which I don't normally do. Most of what I say is I want my thing is always to put someone else over. And there are so many great indie comics and creators and all the stuff happening that's going on. And not a lot of people try to put them over. My job is to put them over, to, shout you out, talk about this comic, let people know the amazing art, show pictures of it, what have you, whatever I can do. That's my gig. But today I'm going to do a little self promotion myself. I'm going to say a couple of things about myself because I don't enough. And I've been taught recently that I should do that more and be willing to, give myself some praise, give myself some grace, as a dear friend would say to me for that. So I'm going to do that. So, first up, let's start with some news. Okay. So, obviously, there's been a lot going on. So, um, I've said this for years that, and I think I learned this from my father, which is I don't mention my father very much, obviously, but something I learned from my father is that it's always important to own your own. yours. What is yours? Your thing, your creation. My father was a mechanic, and he ended up opening up his own shop when I was a kid, and it was just a really great place. As from a child standpoint, it was really great, and I didn't even think about the fact that, oh, my father, who was an immigrant, this black man, um, came to America and he lived life and then opened up a shop, opened up his own shop. It's an incredible thing to do. So I've always been of the mindset of have your own, create your own. If one day I'm going to say IGN came to me and they were like, hey, Antonio, we see what you're doing. We kind of dig it. We like it. We want you to come with us and sit here. Oh yeah, great, cool. I go and do that. I'll go and I'll take the spotlight and I'll use that platform and I'll take the money, obviously. But I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing here because I know I'm not going to get that type of leeway, that type of doing what I want to do there. It's fine. It's cool. What have you. But for someone like Rick Remender, that's a big thing. So Rick, excuse me, Remender, what he's done, which again is very interesting, he decided to kind of not go with everyone else as far as for Marvel and DC, and he decided to stick with his Image exclusives. This was reported from Games Radar. This is very important. He turned down Batman and X-Men for his Image exclusives, especially the giant generator stuff. I think that's incredible. He's excited an exclusive deal for the foreseeable future, all his creator-owned stuff, and this is important. Image is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and most widely known creator-owned um, uh, uh, publishing company as far as comics go, and people will have their little imprints under there. Um, so I think that's very important. They're doing their own thing. You're starting to see more and more of that. I won't just see Image. I'll see Image and Giant Generator, or I'll see Image and another name next to it, which is that person's brand, let's say. It's very important. It's so important, so creative. You're able to do what you want and create incredible comics and characters, and you can hire who you want and you can do more. Now, Rick Remender is mostly known for like a Deadly Class, which I loved. That show was the television show, unfortunately, was canceled very too abruptly, and also Black Science. But he's done a lot of work uh, for so many other of the Marvel and DC books. He's done a lot of stuff for them. But for him to have ownership of what you do, of what he creates, is incredible. So for him and whoever his partners are, whoever is working on the book with him, whatever their deal is, it's all them. That's them. That's very important. And you're seeing more and more of that as we go with the industry. I mean, this is just amazing. And it's so important. One of the things I've loved is when I get a t-shirt, y'all know, I don't have one on today. It's a beautiful fall day. I decided to go hoodie. I missed my hoodies. I do. But one of the most beautiful things I remember seeing is Jason Reeves of 133 Art. I wore a t-shirt of his for a comic, and it was just awesome. And it was for the Jade Obelisk. And inside the t-shirt, where you normally see, Image, you normally see, Old Navy or Gucci or whatever. I don't know what brand you were. And I saw 133 Art. That meant something so important to me. And then I got a t-shirt from Concrete Comics. Again, that their logo was inside that t-shirt. That's so very important and so very needed nowadays. Black indie publishers have been doing this for the longest amount of time, and I think it's awesome and it's so needed. So for Rick Remender to say this puts more of a spotlight on you need your own. You can work on other stuff and get that notoriety, get your name out there, get that praise or whatever, get that shine, get that spotlight on you, get that money, but keep creating and busting your ass on what your product is, on what your brand is, on what your what 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 your book is, whatever your thing is that you're doing, your creative own is so important. Um, M. Shias Dash. Speaking of incredible writers, M. Shias Dash is one of the best, and as I said, she is a voice that needs to be heard, read, seen. Phenomenal, one of the best out there. You got me to read poetry. That's how I know how dope you are. I mean, I knew you were dope before that, and your knowledge of anime is so Wonderful. She says, Image is top tier. I like the moves Mark Millar made with Image. Mark Millar is another one. This is a cat where I have a hate love relationship with Mark Millar. Or is it love hate? Either way, it's 50-50. But he did something very, very big. His latest comic is a comic called um, Nightclub, which is about these teen vampires who become vigilantes. This comic has a price point of $1.99. That's not something I haven't seen $1.99 in. Oh my god, geez, 5-6 years. I think the last $1.99 comic I read was East of West when it first started. That's how long ago it was, and it's just amazing. So for him to do that, I think is really cool. So yeah, that these companies give you such an opportunity to do that. So I think it's great if you're able to create your own, do your own, do it. That's what's important, and we need that. Um, you're looking for our anime recommendations. I look back in the day. It was this thing where if you wanted to know about soaps, ask a black woman. Black women knew about soap. Black women knew about soap. You know, when you stay with your grandmama and then what have you, older black women, soaps. Nowadays, I believe soaps, not that y'all told on to watch soaps, but I believe soaps have been replaced with anime and horror movies. If I want a good anime recommendation or a horror recommendation, I'm asking a black woman. I'm gonna be honest with you. Back in the day when I was a kid, if I asked a black woman, I would ask about black woman about Luke and Laura. I'd ask her about John and Hope. If you know, you know. Or Bo and Hope. If you know, you know. Patch, all of those, you know, Luke and Laura, the Stavroses, the Cassadines, and the Ice Princess. I'd ask about that. Nowadays, if I want that recommendation, I'm asking a black woman for anime or horror, straight up. Um, yeah, it just better and better. So yes, whatever recommendations you got, cool, run with it. I'm cool with it. Uh, Mechanical pencils. I know. I'm a creature of habit on the content that I like to take in, and that's the things I like to eat, and those are just some of the cool things. You know, soap operas. Yeah, I'm definitely. I could do a soap opera show easily. I think it would bore the absolute um, rocks out of anyone. I don't even know what that means. That sentence doesn't even make any sense, but I would, because that's it. Excuse me. So yeah, that's an important thing. So if you are a creator and you're doing the work and you've got your own stuff, keep working on it, keep building it, keep building that brand that is you, because that is what is truly, truly important, folks. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, so that's a really great story. I love the fact of that. Now, here's another thing. I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but Kickstarters are a huge thing. I know, shock and all, right? So one of the Kickstarters that's out right now is for, like I was saying, Critical Ops Task Force and the Wounded 2. Um, this is like just really awesome. And what's great about this is it's a double feature, which I absolutely love. You still have 23 days to go. They have been funded already within. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do with Kickstarter and how it helps people to be able to fund the thing that they're trying to the thing that's been in their head for so many years or however much time to create it and bring it to fruition. I absolutely love that. I think Kickstarter is amazing for that. It's one of the most beautiful things for that. I am a fan of it. So yeah, that was weird. I kind of disappeared for a while. Don't know. So yes, we have the Critical Ops Task Force and the Stray Dogs 2, the Wounded double feature. Now, the Stray Dogs, the Stray Dog, the Diary of Stray Dogs itself is a universe that Nigel Lynch is creating with all these incredible characters and characters um, that are of Caribbean descent who who have Caribbean blood, and I love that, or should I say Caribbean, whichever way you enjoy saying it. I think it's great. I got a chance to read Critical Ops Task Force, and absolutely, incredible. I loved it. Like Nigel said on last week's episode, if you want, you can always go back and watch those episodes after you're done watching this episode, folks. I had just a great time talking to him, and he described it. And normally, this is how I know I was rusty. Normally, I would be able to come up with a quick description, give you something to link it to, so you go, "Oh yes, like that. Definitely, I want to read it." When he liked it to the Raid of Redemption, one of my favorites, and Extraction, again another one of my favorites. Action, expense. This is awesome, and they're kind of two halves of a coin. Critical Ops Task Force, which I love this cover, and I love characters with axes. I wish there were axes in Destiny, but there aren't. But what have you? I love characters with axes, especially if they have two axes. I absolutely love that. Is just this really great action-filled comic, very gritty. I love the comic book art on the cover, but then the inside, the art is a little grittier, and it fits that world and it fits that fight of we need to get out of here. We finished everything. We finished our mission, but it went kind of, well, we started a mission and it kind of went full bar. Now we need to get out of here. We need an extraction. We need to get out of here as quick as possible, and having to go through forces of enemies. I loved it. Action was deep, and it was just a thrill ride. Now the Wounded is more of you're still getting that action and everything because it's set in that world, but there's a bit more of a drama to it. It's a bit more of pain in there, and it just has this really, really great feel. The thing that Nigel said that was important to me is the fact that he wanted there to be Caribbean characters that were the central people in the story. Most times with a lot of shows or comics, we don't get that. The character is a side kick or just someone there when the main character, usually a white character, is like, oh, I can get us in there. I know a guy. Then you see this Jamaican character with and it's always Jamaican because that's the stereotype. Dreads, ridiculously loud shirt, worst accent possible, probably high, with probably the stankiest of weeds, and has a name like Jimmy Bones or Jimmy Two Cans or something like that, just making the character water thin. There's no depth to it. Where what Nigel and his crew have done is given these characters depth. You can see the art and what I was talking about, how there's a bit more of a grittiness to it, which I loved, but it portrays the action perfectly because that's what it is. This is not a ballet. This is not you can see right here. This is an all out look. We get in, we do the job, we get out. This is wet work. They are mercenaries. That's what stray dogs are. Stray dogs are mercenaries. And you get in there and it's all, look, we got to get a situation, kill whoever's in the way. Let's do it. And that's what, I mean, obviously it's more, I guess he would rate it M for mature because there will be blood, language, as you can see by the redacted bars on the front there, and violence. So yeah, that's going to be there. But I absolutely had a great time with this comic. It was so much fun. And you also get like little dossiers in the back with the characters' files, which I thought great touch. Now, excuse me, the Diary of Stray Dogs, The Wounded, it's just, yeah, it's a bit of a different. It has this, again, there's still that drama. You can see how the art even feels a little more of a drama, more of a story driven. I mean, they're both story driven, but you get more of this feel to it. And Shani is building her own empire, her own pirates nation, I guess is the way to say it, where she's doing her own thing and creating it in this universe. To see a comic being led by a Caribbean Black woman, doing her own thing and being, I hate this term when they continue to say it, but it sounds so stereotypical and a trope now, but to be so kick-ass and to be so strong and assertive, uh, and to be able to balance her energies of masculine and feminine, and just being just a wild out leader as well, is awesome. You read the first one at the end, it's 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 beautiful, but it's bittersweet because the beauty of it is built from a moment of true pain for her, and I love that. I love complex characters because we're all complex human beings. There's no black or white. There's only shades of gray. So I think this is a comic, definitely, if you have the ability, please go and check this comic out, The Diary of Stray Dogs, but go to the Kickstarter. like I said, it's a double feature. They're giving you over 100 pages of this sci-fi Caribbean action and drama story, which I think is phenomenal. You got to hit up on this. You, I mean, you do. You have to. Um, yes, yeah. He definitely is. Inclusion is so important. Um, to inclusion to be included in, and representation was nice when we were trying to figure out words. Now we need inclusion. Inclusion is the real thing. It's cool because it's also a dual project, not just with Beyond Caribbean, excuse me, not just with Beyond Publishing Caribbean, but also with Wiseacre. Wiseacre is a company I talked about a few months back when I was talking about the Kickstarter for Magnus. I think I reviewed Magnus also, which is a great comic. They're coming out with another one out, I believe, soon. I'm all for it. I love that story. It felt very 90s in the most beautiful of ways, not in that corny way, but in that really, really great way. Absolutely loved it. Um, it was just awesome in every way. I loved it. So Wiseacre is a company that I'm definitely keeping my eye on. So far, I've read two things from them, and I've absolutely loved it. And I also love getting to read these comics early, and going, "Oh, damn!" and then talking about and then talking about the story and the themes and everything with the creators. I get more out of it. I find I'm able to actually review and analyze the comics a little bit more um, with that knowledge, which I'm always very happy with. Speaking of reviews, as he paused in a dramatic manner to big up himself a little bit. So, for the longest time, a gentleman by the name of Robert Jeffrey, one of the best, I think I say his name on every show, and I think it deserves to be said, not just one of the best writers and creators out there. It was just annoying me. Not just one of the best writers and creators out there, but also one of the best human beings and genuinely nice people out there. Truthfully, I've known Robert for a long time, since the first issue of Route 3. I had already read Route 3, and then I was like, wow, this is great. Somebody wanted to bring him into a group that I had created on Facebook. And yeah, no, that's how long ago it was that I was creating things on Facebook. Um, and they're like, oh yeah, this is Robert Jeffrey. And I was like, oh cool. And he was like, oh yeah, this is comic, right? And I said, wait, he wrote Route what? Route 3? And they were like, yeah. I was like, oh wait, oh hold on. Yes, this dude doesn't need it. Yes, bring him in. And he just became one of them. Just became this really great friendship, and he's one of the nicest people out there. Truthfully, that's a shoot, whatever. That's legit. There's no reason for me to lie about that. There isn't. So Robert's been asking me for a while. I guess because I've gotten better at this over the years. My mindset's just changed. He's been asking me to do reviews. I never thought that I could really do it. I always thought, no, I'm better at talking about it, what have you. Finally, I said, okay, I'll do it. So yada yada yada, ipso facto, shimmy shimmy rock shimmy yam. um I mean, I was hemming and hawing, and I was like, I don't know if I can really do this. I don't know if I'm any good at this. I don't know if you really want me in on this, dude. I'm trying to, not be this person, and and then I ended up saying, I guess, yeah. And I started doing reviews for blacksci-fi.com. I want to thank Robert, and I want to thank Maurice. There's my mug without the sty. Um, and I want to thank them. Truthfully, this is honestly, again, there's no purpose for me to thank them and BS about it. I don't see there's no point to that. But thank you for offering me this opportunity. Thank you for asking me. Thank you for having the trust in me to not, tank these reviews. I hope they're actually good. I hope people enjoy them. And to do that, because you gave me something to try, another thing for me to try to deal with, and you actually helped me to chip away at my anxiety a little bit. So you've helped me in a few different ways. So I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you. I have two reviews up so far. I have one for Sirens of the City, which I absolutely loved. Honestly, you will see more of that review if you go down more, you will see more of it. You will also see my review for Creed, the next round. I just thought this was another one that was just, yeah, just bonkers incredible. Absolutely loved it. Um, and I'm lucky. I just really like I said, I'm really happy, really just happy to be doing them. They're awesome. I'm having such a great time, and yeah, that's that. So that was me bigging up by myself. But also go check out blacksci-fi.com for all of your sci-fi needs in the black nerd geek community. I mean, they're like your one-stop shop for everything that's going on, truthfully, whether it's cons, whether it's news, whether it's Kickstarters. That's why I was like, okay, cool. I definitely want to be a part of that. So yeah, big up to that. And he is, in fact, yes, a great human. He is. He is. He's one of the people who's just, if I had to go, if somebody came down, they were like, okay, so who do you want to save? I would go, oh, Robert Jeffrey's one of them. Yeah, that dude right over there. That dude who's over there talking to these otherworldly beings about Star Trek. Yes, that's the dude. That is the dude. Yes. Um. So definitely. Uh. Hey, what's up, Imani? Imani Latif. Um. Yeah, just yeah. I'm here just trying to. I'm doing a live show because of life this week has been a little ipso facto, but it's cool. It is what it is. But hey, thank you for joining me, man. I truly appreciate it. All right, y'all. So y'all heard me gush and talk about some stuff. So let's get into some reviews. I know it's what y'all want to talk about, right? Okay, so let's get into a review real quick. Let's do. I've only got two, because I didn't want to keep everyone too long. It's a Friday. It's a payday for some people. Maybe y'all want to be out. You want to go there. So the fact that you're spending some time with me right now, I truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. Honestly. So let's go with the first one we got Black Panther. This is from excuse me. This is from Marvel, obviously. This comic is just, God, it was just so beautiful. It's first off, all right. So let me give you the creative crew before we start going in. We've got Eve L. Ewing. Yes, yes, is the writer. We've got penciler is Chris Allen. We've got Chris Allen and Craig Young as anchors. We've got Jesus Abortov is our color artist. Okay, so if you haven't read the earlier stuff of Black Panther, you don't need to. A lot of people wish they hadn't. This is no offense to Coates or Ridley. Their runs were what they were. They were still iconic. You still did it for a long time. I give you props for that. I couldn't have done it. Congratulations. Now, this is a different Black Panther. I mean, it's still T'Challa, but it's in the city of the Burning T'Chaka. Yes, yes, T'Chaka after T'Challa's father. So T'Challa is no longer the ruler of Wakanda. It's now like a democracy. There's like this group. So he's gone into kind of hiding in exile in essence to Burnham T'Chaka, which think of it like when Dick Grayson left Gotham and he went to Bloodhaven, which I loved that story for some reason. I just loved it. So it's him trying to build this life and do these things, but still believing that Wakanda still needs the Black Panther. So he's still doing more of a vigilante thing, but he's got this new armor. I absolutely think it's beautiful. I love the artwork on the side of the shield, that like the shield on the other arm. Oh, I'm not even sharing this. I totally apologize, folks. Jeez. I think it's beautiful. The armor and such, I think is great. It just has this. It has a different feel to it, and I totally love it. I love the markings on the face. I love the kind of like the cloak almost around the neck, the spear. It looks beautiful. So this is him going back and being the protector that Wakanda still needs, but doing it kind of more under the shadows. Even the city looks a bit darker, obviously, because this is like the underbelly. This is where there's more like crime and more corruption. So T'Challa wants to wants to try to still be there for the city in this way. What I love about the story though is that you can read this and not have read the first two arcs, or I should say the first two, the two previous writers, let's say, in Ta-Nehisi Coates and John Ridley. You can read this by itself. Ewing is breathing fresh air. Excuse me, is a breath of fresh air. I'm getting all wrong. Is a breath of fresh air for Black Panther. Also holds a distinction of being the only woman to have written a ongoing Black Panther comic, I believe. Also, that's ridiculous in this day, 2023, and that's what we're still being able to say. The fact that we're still being able to say the first this and the first that is wild, especially when it comes to like a medium like comics where there are so many people doing that. That's ridiculous. But breathing, I mean, just it just feels so new, even though the city is more dark, and because it seems to be mostly at night, just because of the way the city is shown as well, it still feels like a new start, brighter. It feels more optimistic than the two previous comics. Excuse me, the two previous writers' tenures were, because it just felt so downtrodden, so heavy. It felt like a burden. Where this feels like it's a new start, it's brand new, and T'Challa still has this hope of being able to save Wakanda and be its protector. And even though this is what I love about burning T'Chaka, this city, is that everyone still has lights, and they still have, their house, they have food, they have what they have everything, but it's still the simple things of being treated like human beings and being able to do what you have to do. It's not just the base needs that you should be able to have. You should be able to thrive, not just survive. There's a lot that can be said about that, especially in this day and age in America. Let's be real. T'Challa does things like he'll actually save someone from being beaten up or a mugger, but then he does something little like, or in my head should be little. For this woman, it wasn't little. He restrung lights for this woman outside of her home. The littlest things can be the biggest things to someone, truly. So in his adventures, he meets a young lawyer who ends up having with him to help him with things, but all the while still having to deal with our friends in the Hatut Zerazi, which were the police force, but now they're all corrupted. T'Challa's still going after them. Remember, their leader was his brother, White Wolf. And I'm not talking about the MCU, I'm talking about the comics. So they still have that corruption to them because White Wolf been on a whole other arc. A whole other trip with some stuff. And the people talk about how they feel about this new government and how they feel without a king. And some people are for it, some people aren't. And it's very interesting to weave that into it, but not make it too heavy and drag it down like previous writers have done. I love it. Just seeing T'Challa through the city and in this more grounded world where he's the protector. And even though it seems a bit darker and it seems a bit heavier, and it's not, he's not running with the Avengers and it's bright and it's the cities and whatever, this still feels more hopeful. It feels more hopeful to me than any other ones. And I like that. I like feeling good about a comic. And I love when T'Challa goes to the lawyer's office and he's like, no, this is me. And he shows, and the lawyer automatically bows. It reminded me of Coming to America when you see Prince Hakeem is at the bathroom with Semi, and Vandi Curtis Hall comes in, oh my God. And he's a citizen of Zamunda and recognizes him and bows everything. It reminded me of that so much. And I love that. Little touch, little nuances like that are amazing. He even helps him pick up a mug that he's dropped. So again, little things. And then we're introduced to uh, a new character who may be villain, maybe hero, maybe anti-hero. We don't know. But we also at the end are treated to this character, Deathlock, a character that has been misused quite a bit. The biggest light I'd say that we've gotten from Deathlock may have been Agents of Shield. I'm not sure. Excuse me. So yeah, this was awesome. I absolutely loved it. It was a comic that I was like, bet, give me more of that. I want it. It just seemed so right at the time. Oh, excuse me. It just seemed so right at the time to be there, and it's it, it was just yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. Like I said, it feels so hopeful. I love that. I love reading a comic that makes me feel, I want to root for the hero. I want to maybe even root for the villain a little bit because some of them make sense. They're not really that much of a villain, but it gets there and it does it every time. Ewing gets it done every time. Yes. I was introduced to Ewing through Ironheart, and then I was like, oh, bet this is awesome. Before this, she wrote Photon, I believe, which that first issue really hit me because I was dealing with a lot at the time with my mother. It was in the hospital and everything, and I felt like I needed to fly through space and just I needed some time away from everything from the world. So yeah, so if you can, please go and check out Black Panther. They're up to issue 3, I believe. Awesome stuff, incredible. I loved it. Go check it out. You need to because yes. Now the next book is one that I had been waiting for a minute. I'm not going to apologize for it. I refuse to. I even had on Brian E. Hill to talk about it, and this is Blade. Uh, the new Blade series did not disappoint. Whew. Okay, so let's get to the crew first. We've got Brian E. Hill is the writer. We've got. I always love bringing up the names to show everyone because it just feels right. We got Brian Hill as the writer. We've got Elana Casagrande for artist. Excuse me. We've got Julie Belair is the color artist. VC's Joe Sabino is the letterer. I was like, yo, okay. I needed a Blade comic, and when I saw the cover, I said, hold up, wait a minute. What the hell is this? This is awesome. So the last time I read Blade, he's in the Avengers. Blade was the only reason why I was reading the Avengers. Blade and Moon Knight, the Age of Moon Knight story. I stopped reading because it was just boring. I'll be honest with you, just boring. It was status quo stuff. It was boring. So to be getting a new series for Blade, which kind of made sense because we're supposed to be getting a Blade movie eventually. I am for actors and writers. I am for the strike. I am for get your money. I am not mad about that at all. I'm not mad about that at all, but things were messing up on that movie to begin with before any of this. So as we open up the story, we are introduced to this young lady. She's in a club. She's been told to go there because it's safe because she can find Blade and she'll be able to find safety there. Not so much vampires, but who comes in the door with Blade with, may I add, ultraviolet headlights, of course, with a souped up car, obviously. And Blade comes in and does what he does best, and that is lay everyone to waste. This book is sleek and stylish. It has almost like an 80s vibe to the sleekness. I'm thinking of Thief, I want to say might be the name of the movie, but I'm getting that and I love it. It also has a very visceral feel to it. Obviously, you're going to get that because this is an action horror thriller with Blade as the lead and him hacking off the heads of vampires. So you're going to get that blood. Casa Grande's art is phenomenal and perfect. I was introduced to her art in Black Widow. Takia Marie, shout out to one of my favorite artists, Takia Marie, one of the best people also out there, who told me, oh yeah, she did the art for Black Widow. Check it out. I said, awesome. Checked out. It was great. So Blade's been told to go to this club and save this girl by a friend of his. Told, look, this is what's going on. You need to go find this girl and help her out. Blade's like, look, if you're lying to me, I'm going to come back and get you. So saves the girl, take her back to a safe house. What's going on? Crash through the window, and a fight ensues with this huge, almost looks like a boss level character, and Blade, after a grueling fight, is able to dispatch of this being. But during the fight, you notice that the expressions begin to change on this young lady, and it turns out she's not who she says she is. She's not the one in danger. She just needed Blade to kill that big bodyguard. Turns out Blade has been duped, and it just goes off from hell from here. The young lady begins to cut the skin, rips it off, and you get this demonic goddess type character that is like, finally. Turns out this character was the only one that could kill this being, and Blade killed him. So Blade is taken to Cambodia to be tortured and asked why you killed the person, why you killed them. You see the arrows, see everything. Character comes in and says, this young lady comes in, this young warrior says, well, what ask questions. Well, what happened, what's going on. Character saves Blade. Says, look, I've got a proposition for you. You killed you killed the killer of killers. Now you have to kill this being. Blade's like, I'm in. Awesome book. I absolutely loved it. Cinematic feel to it. Very sleek. The second issue is even better. Like I said, it's sleek, it's stylish, it's visceral, and it's sexy. I'm not gonna lie, it's sexy. I need some Blade t-shirts with this design. I love the gear. Clothes always make a difference to me. Character design are always important to me. Two characters I absolutely love looking at because their aesthetics are so great is Miles Morales when he's in regular street clothes, and Spencer Dales of Excellence. I absolutely love that. Blade is on that list now. The three characters that I would dress like if I could, if I had that sense and knowledge and the bank account, would be Blade, Spencer Dales, and Miles Morales. Outstanding. The book is incredible. Like I said, it has a cinematic feel to it. When everything is, going the way it's going to go with the strike, and everyone comes back and they're giving their money and everything, bring Brian Hill on to the Blade movie. Please. It's necessary. Bring Brian Hill, bring Hill and Casagrande onto the set. And I would say, truthfully, to direct, I would say you need the young lady. I don't know why I'm saying everyone's a young lady when you're 45. That's weird. Bring on the woman who did the Old Guard. The Old Guard was just an amazing movie. I absolutely loved it. I've watched it. I don't know how many times I've watched it at this point. I'm going to Google her name. Yeah, because she did a phenomenal job, and I think it's great. Gina Prince Bythewood. Oh, Bythewood. I hope I'm saying that last name right, but Gina Prince Bythewood. She's phenomenal. I mean, it's just, she did such an incredible job with that movie. I absolutely loved it. I think it's one of the best movies on Netflix. When there was no summer box office blockbusters, she gave us a summer box office blockbuster at home with The Old Guard. I would definitely have her direct, but like I said, bring Casagrande on with this. Hill has an amazing way of writing, and I love that his writing feels cinematic, and his writing feels like it goes with the art so seamlessly in this in a cinematic way where I'm actually watching the movements go. I love that. Casagrande has a kinetic art, which I've only seen a couple of artists that make me really feel like there's like a kinetic feel to art. Like I'm actually like I feel the impact, and like I can feel like the characters moving and see them moving. Another artist who does that very well is Amy Reeder, who I'm a huge fan of as well. Love her stuff. Amazing. So yes, Blade, this new series, they're up to issue 2 now, but I strongly recommend going to get it. I actually want to reread this now. Just looking at this, it just feels really awesome. It's great, and it's awesome. But folks, you know what else is awesome? Me. That was a little heavy-handed, I totally admit. But look, I not only do this show and I also do Twitch as well. I stream games at times. And right now, I want to show you just a little bit of a sizzle reel of what I do when I stream a game because it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It's a great way for me to just relax and have some fun and just whatever. So here's a little clip of me playing Destiny 2 with my friends. I believe this is with Payne and Ramsey Farrow. So take a quick look at this clip.
Oh yeah, it's them.
So that was just a little bit of me playing. I love Reaper action. I love being the personification of death. I just think that's awesome. I don't know why, but I think that's just really cool and awesome. So yeah, that's just a bit of me playing Twitch. You can also always check me out on Twitch. My videos are also on YouTube as well to check them out as me playing. Destiny, it's usually Destiny. It's majority of the time it's Destiny if I'm playing anything. But yeah, that was it. I usually will say it last minute when I play, or just go and subscribe to my channel or whatever, and you'll be notified. I'm not really good at this thing. I'm not a content farmer. I'm not a person like that. Yeah, I'm not. Um, I like to do what I do. I'm not a content farmer. You're not going to see 1,000 posts from me. You're not. I just don't have the time, the patience, the want to care, the desire, and I believe more so as I get older, especially now, less is more. If that's your thing, that's cool. Put up whatever you want. But I believe less is more, especially when it comes to me, because if I do too much and I'm not into it, it's gonna dwindle, and you're not gonna get the quality. You're not gonna get what you need because I want to give you my best. My key goal is for the Hungry Bleak to be your go-to place for indie comics information, reviews, interviews, what have you. That's my key goal. And I've been doing this and wanted to do this way before most. Before the pandemic, before StreamYard. I was already there doing it. But that's my goal, to be your go-to place for indie comics, reviews, news, laughs, sundress remarks, stuff like that. All right. So, some housekeeping really quickly. Like I said, you can check out reviews. Check out everybody. Greg, it's Nana, the Were Spider. He's one of the greatest people out there. Also, just a genuine person. Greg Anderson. At, at least I'm probably gonna say it. I think everyone says his last name wrong, and he just pounds us all, and we never learn. He does reviews on there as well. Fellow Capricorn, although he's I want to say a January Capricorn, I think. Yeah, fellow Capricorn, go check his reviews out as well. Awesome. But there's a plethora of gaming reviews up there. I think the latest one is a gaming review up there. Go check them out. They're awesome. I want to keep doing that because I love it. Also, TBA news, to be announced news. We will be back in the next couple of weeks. We'll be back with more news stories. It will be myself, Jabba Chan, who is one of my uh, mates, friends, just incredible person, and Joy Infinity as well. We will be back doing news for Subsume. Thank you, Dedrum, once again for giving us the keys. Awesome. Thank you to Java as well for being such a great partner in Destiny 2. I love it. I'm even actually part of a clan. Calm down, white people. Calm down. I mean a clan as far as Destiny 2, a group of people. Relax. That was a dumb joke, but I don't care. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So there's that's going to be happening. I'm very happy with that, and just want to show something real quick. 2019 Last time I was able to go to New York Comic Con. Last time until this year. I will be at New York Comic Con in what's it going to be like 3, 4 weeks. I will be there. I will be talking. I will be having fun. I will be eating. I will be laughing. I will be there getting interviews and talking to people and setting up interviews or what have you. I will be in Indie Alley and we will be having the greatest time. I promise. That's it. Um, I think them. Oh, one last thing. Yes, I've talked about this on Instagram. I put it up on Facebook. I'm going to say it here as well. I want to start a pilot program. I already have a couple of people who are working on videos for it. I want to run your trailer, your sizzle reel, your your thing for whatever comics that you're doing, your comics, your publishing company, what have you. 30 to 90-second video of your comic, your publishing company, your Kickstarter, whatever it is. I want to run it. It's a pilot program, so it's a courtesy. There's no rate. Once the pilot program is figured out and I find out, I look at the details of it. I'll go from there and see if I'm going to charge or not for it, if I want to continue it or not. But I've been watching YouTube and I saw commercials for comics like Batman and such like that, and I said, why don't the indies have that? And why aren't any of the other social media influencers or podcasters or whatever doing this? Exactly, they're not. I'm about support. My goal is to support. My goal is to put over. My goal is to, I'll say it again, be the go-to spot for indie comics, for Black, brown, marginalized people, women, non-gender conforming folks, um, the entire LGBTQIA plus community, everybody, marginalized people, black, brown, people of color. That's my goal. So when I say I want to support, I'm being real when I say I'm going to support. That's what it means to be supportive. Thank you very much, M. Shy. Same goes for you, M. Shy. Your new book, you create something, a voiceover, let me know. Let your incredible uh, representative know, and I'll run it. Like I said, 30 to 90 seconds. Let's do this. This is what it's about. I'm not here for whatever giggles and what have you. Okay? I'm here to support. I'm here to put you over. I'm not doing this so my face can be in the spotlight. I want to help you get over. If so happen that I get a little bit of street cred from this as being indie, that means more than I can help more people who need to get over. That is the point. Tanya Ransom said a great thing to me, and I'd forgotten about the statement. She said, "A rising tide raises all ships." I was running her commercial for her trailer for Afflicted season 2. You know what she did in return? She asked me, "Hey, do you have something that I can run on Nightlight?" Blew my mind because I never thought about anybody supporting me in that way. So yes, anything like this. If you have a con, I'm talking about MomoCon. I'm talking about Virtuous Con, which is one of the best cons out there, obviously. Other podcasts, again, Black, brown, people of color, marginalized folks. This is what I want. This is it. I'm being straight real. This is a shoot. This is it, man. Ladies, them, theys, folks. The Hungry Bleak Show is an inclusive space for all marginalized people to have fun and to geek out, to nerd out, whatever it is. I'm here for this. And what are you here for? So on that note, I'll get off my soapbox so I can be back down at my usual height of 5'5". And thank you so very much, M. Shy. M. Shy S. Dash is one of the best writers out there. Like I said, she is a voice that needs to be heard. And if my small, meager platform can amplify your voice in any way, shape, or form, I will do it. You know that. Absolutely. You've been one of my biggest supporters, and I'm truly supportive. I'm truly just shocked and in awe that anyone would be that much, and I'm always thankful so much. I have so many great people who were there. You're one of them, and I appreciate that. Thank you so very much, always. So on that note, I think I've done enough grandstanding. I almost went into a promo. I almost I don't want to go back to those days of doing promos. Good guy. Maybe one day I might have to. I think I got bitten by a mosquito on my thumb, which is extremely rude, and that's why I'm rubbing my thumb vigorously. So look, y'all have a very good rest of your day. Enjoy it. The podcast version will probably be up either this evening or tomorrow. I'm focusing more on the visual than the audio version. The audio version will still be out there, obviously, but I'm focusing more on the visual because I want you to see the artwork. I want you to see the Kickstarters. I want you to see the creators that I have on. I want you to see everything that's there that I'm talking about. Because, like I said, the Hungry Bleak show is going to be your go to spot for the Black indie community. Indie in general, obviously, but especially the Black indie community. Concrete, 133 Art, Webway Comics, Wiseacre, Mishmash. I got you. Oh, you know what, even too? Let's widen the net. Authors, artists, run it. I'll run it here. If you're an artist and you have a video of you, camera over your shoulder doing your artwork or whatever your work in progress, run it. I want it all. I'm here for it. All right. So let me ask you, are you with me? Yeah, I think you are. I'll see y'all next time around. Thank you so very much. Have a good day, evening, night, whatever it is. Enjoy the rest of it. Be safe. Drink your water. Do the best you can with what you got, folks, because in the end, that's all that you get. All right? Peace. I don't know. This is a new thing I'm doing. I don't know. I'm trying it out. This is also a pilot program. This is I honestly don't know. I'll see y'all later.